My daughter said mother's BF hit her. Me 39M, daughter 6F, ex-wife's BF 42M. My ex-wife and I have been divorced for about 4 years now. We have 3 kids together, 2 boys, 8 and 10, and 1 girl, 6, and share 50-50 custody. She's been dating the same guy for about 3 years. However, last year he apparently cheated on her and they broke up for 5 to 6 months and decided to get back together. He's now partially living at her house with the kids. Last night my daughter and I were cuddling for bedtime and she said her belly hurts. I asked her what was wrong and why it was hurting, e.g., do you have to use the potty? She said, it's probably because of mommy's BF, to which I immediately perked up and said, why would it be because of him? She said, he hits me in my belly and it hurts when he does. I asked her to show me how he hit her so I can distinguish if it's a punch, a slap, etc., and she open hand slapped me in the stomach. I wanted to know how hard he does it, so I told her I was going to do it to her and let me know when it felt the same. I started soft and gradually got harder and harder. She told me it was the same in what I'd call a firm, solid slap but not really hard. Meaning it would probably hurt a little but not really hurt her. Not sure if that makes sense. So I continued the discussion by asking her, what does mommy say about it? And she said, mommy doesn't see it, he only does it when mommy is at tennis. This is where I started getting alarmed. I asked her if she told him it hurts and she said, yes, but he says too bad and to go play at my friend's house. I called the mom as soon as I dropped the kids off this morning and told her the discussion, but I'm really not sure what else to do, if anything. My daughter is 6 years old and I know they are good at simultaneously taking things out of proportion while being incredibly honest. My ex and I co-parent really well and I don't want to ruin that. I'm just looking for advice. Edit. When I called and talked to my ex this morning she said she wasn't aware any of this happened. She sounded somewhat surprised/concerned but not overly. With that said, I called early and woke her up for the discussion so she was also just waking up. Edit 2. Filed a police report. They're going to launch a forensic investigation. I took her to the doctor and they said there didn't appear to be anything wrong with her but needed to wait for the child services to do any questioning of her. Talked to a lawyer and she advised I get the mother to agree in writing to not letting BF near the children or in her house, supervised by her or otherwise, until I tell her I'm comfortable with it. She does not know everything else happened. My advisor advised I not telling her. My ex agreed. And for those that read I hit my daughter, I didn't. I effectively tapped her and asked her if it was that hard or harder. She said harder, so I tapped her slightly harder. She said it was way harder, etc. The most pressure I put on her was a gentle push. I do not use physical punishment of my children and was careful to not do it this time either. Update. I filed a police report and took her to the doctors. They said it will take a few days for CPS to get involved. I talked with a lawyer and she said the only thing a court would do for an emergency situation is to require the boyfriend to stay away from the kids until this gets sorted out, so if my ex agrees to keep him away from the kids we don't need to go that route. My ex did agree to that. So it's really a waiting game, I guess. Today I got this text from her boyfriend. I could have made myself available to field any questions or clear up any wild and or unreasonable accusations from such a creative little mind. Thank you in advance for not talking to me about this so that now we can deal with government employees, faces, the police and who knows what other time-consuming officials that will be involved. What a waste of time, so that we may figure out you're getting lied to by a 6-year-old. This really is not efficient. Not how I would like to utilize my time, and it all could have been avoidable had you taken 3 minutes and just reached out. Even though police reports have been made, lawyers contacted, I wanted to let you know the offer still stands if you want to discuss. Be sure to have a great day. What are your takes on this? My ex is clearly feeding into him, at least I think. Is there anything I could be doing or should be doing? 2. Update. Just talked to the assigned detective about next steps. She said it was weird because he, boyfriend, already called up there trying to talk to her. WTF.